D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I'm coming at you today because I recently did a video where I talked about and went through some concept art and stuff like that for the Snyder Cut, and I want to do the same thing for the Ayer cut. You can check out that Snyder Cut thing here. I just wanted to go through some concept art, some stills that we've seen that got taken out, some stuff that David Ayer said and all that stuff. Just all this different kind of stuff. What could be in the movie, what might not be in the movie, you know, what will be in the movie in the Ayer cut, just because, you know, why not? And the reason I'm doing this is because I know a lot of people, you know, when the Snyder Cut said it was going to be, they said it was going to be released on HBO Max, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon of release the Ayer cut. And they wanted it released before the Snyder Cut because David Ayer said there was very little visual effects that needed to be done and then it would be ready to go. I don't like this idea of releasing the Ayer Cut before the Snyder Cut. And the reason is just because I don't want the Ayer Cut to come out and then it not generate enough interest to where HBO and Warner Brothers drops the Snyder Cut. So I want the Snyder Cut. But I do want to see the Ayer Cut for sure. I want to see what David Ayer originally wanted to do. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be any better, but I am definitely willing to have my mind changed, and I reserve the right to change my mind. But before we get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here on YouTube and you like independent content on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube recently did a reconfiguring of their algorithm, and it doesn't help us independent content creators like myself out. It helps out big corporations. So if you do like independent content, please help me out and consider subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos, and I thank you in advance. So let's just get started. We're going to go over some concept art and stuff right now, and I just want to say I think that it's going to be fun and everything. So here we go. So we're just going to start out. So this first one that we're looking at is a concept art of Scarecrow. Now, I don't know if this will be in the movie. I'm like 99% sure it won't be, but you never know. It could be a simple cameo, like the Flash was in there, you know, capturing Boomerang. It could be like that, where he's just in a scene for like a hot second. You don't know. I haven't seen any stills or anything like that, but it's always fun to just speculate and see where they could have gone. So that's the first one. So the next one, this is Harley Quinn, and this is a different look for Harley Quinn. She's got, you know, black and red and white and everything. I love the black and red look, always on Harley Quinn. I think this looks great. She's got like this kind of bustier looking get up on, and I think she looks great with the bat and everything, and, you know, of course the hair with the blue and the pink and everything. I mean, you can't see the pink, but I think this looks really, really good, and I don't think we'll see this in the movie, but it would have been nice to see this because I think it looks great. So then the next one we want to look at, this is the Joker carrying Harley after she jumps into the pit of, not the pit, the vat of acid and everything. He's just carrying her through the streets and everything, you know, his now fully formed psychopath and everything. And I like this concept art. I'm not sure if we'll get this, just because we get that scene where he pulls her up from the acid and everything. So I'm pretty sure we won't get this scene, but if we do, it'd be super cool and everything. So this one is just a picture of Harley Quinn in a different outfit. The reason I included this is because he does say in this that this was just going to be put in that little montage at the beginning when she's being introduced by Waller. And but I really like this look, and I do hope it is in the Ayer cut. I really like it a lot. I love the dress that she's wearing. I love her makeup. I love the hair and the way that it's done up. I just think this really looks good, and I really hope to see this in the Ayer cut, even if it's only for a second. And then the next one, this is also the same thing. I believe this is also for the that montage scene. She's got on, you know, a very revealing outfit. She looks very hot right there. And I do, again, I love the way her hair is done. I love the makeup with the eyes. I love the little wristbands, those little like cloth wristbands and everything. And then, of course, I love the low cut. She looks really good there, and I like it a lot. So the next one we're going to look at, now this is Harley Quinn doing her little dance in the little club and everything. Now we got to see this a little bit in the movie, and we did get to see a little bit in the trailers. But I guess this was supposed to be extended. There's supposed to be a little bit more of it. I'm not sure why they cut it. Maybe they cut it for time. Maybe it was a little too risque and everything. But, and you know, it pushed it past the PG-13 limit. But, you know, I still want to see whatever it is that she did in this and everything. I always thought that scene was really weird a little bit with her dancing, just because I felt like it was, and the next one we'll talk about, I always felt like that whole scene was kind of nonsensical just because it was so short. And everything. So moving on to that, here is Monster T, which there was a lot of speculation as to who Common was going to be in this movie. A lot of people I saw speculated that he was Tattoo. I think that's what his name is. He's like a supervillain that makes his tattoos come alive. I can't remember. I think his name is Tattoo. Anyways. And there was supposed to be more to this scene also. But they obviously cut it for time. And I always felt that this scene was very, like, weird in the sense that it was really short, in my opinion. It didn't add to anything except for the whole showing that Joker is crazy and everything. But yeah, so, and very possessive of Harley Quinn, which I guess was good, but I do think that this will be in the extended part of this, will be in the Ayer cut, and I'm glad about that just because it would have been nice to see more tension grow before it got to the killing place. So moving on to the next one, this is Slipknot. Now this isn't a new picture, but I just want to say there is, from what I was reading online, there is a part where they do explain him. He does get some backstory and everything, and we do find out that he is a serial rapist. I'm pretty sure they took him out of it. They took that out because, you know, rape's not fun and everything, and this movie was kind of fun with the Suicide Squad. But maybe they'll add that back in. I hope they add it back in. I hope they add everything back in that Ayer wanted that's already been shot and everything. So, moving on to the next one, there is Killer Croc. Now, this is from the trailer, this shot, because it's got Katana right there in the side, the right there. And what's happening in this scene is they are fighting. This is the final fight, and I guess they took this out just because and we'll talk about the final fight and everything, but I guess they took a lot of stuff out of the final battle and everything. But Katana was supposed to have, remember in the trailer when she had the black eyes, her eyes went all black and everything? They took that out. We didn't get to see what happened there and everything. I really do hope that they add this stuff in, because it would be nice to see Killer Croc do a little bit more than just swim and everything. I always think it's weird when you add characters that are water-based and then like they only get their one shining moment. So this is a concept art of the Joker killing a guy in the streets. Now, I don't know if this was shot just because I didn't see anything, but I hope it is. I think this is, from what I understand, it's in like a montage or whatever kind of thing, and it's to show how crazy he is. He's just killing a guy in the streets. You know, there's a bunch of people around and everything. And I think this is fantastic. You can't get enough of showing how crazy the Joker is. So I mean, you know, yeah, I think that I don't think it'll be in there, but I do hope it is in there. Anyway, so the next one is, this is a concept art of the Joker and Harley Quinn stopping to get fast food. And I love this idea just because, you know, you gotta eat. Everybody's gotta eat. And I would like to see just kind of like that interaction between the fast food employee and the Joker and Harley ordering, you know, whatever restaurant this is. So yeah, I like that idea. And then this concept art is the Joker inside the Batmobile, and I personally would like to see the Joker and Batman interact a little bit more. The only interaction we got, it was very little. It was Batman landing on the roof of his car, and then they didn't have any like words back and forth, and that's just, you know, Joker is Batman's bad guy, so that's what you want when the Joker shows up, is you want him and Batman having a little chatter, chit and everything. So I would like to see this. I don't think we're going to, though, which is a big bummer. But anyway, so then the next one, this is early concept art of Incubus, and he's a little bit more machine looking here than what he was in the movie. Now, I have to say, I like this better, but only because Incubus really didn't have personality in the movie, so he was like a machine. So I would like to see, I mean, I don't think we'll see. I think the way Incubus is the way he'll be in the Ayer cut. But I really do like this concept art. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. All right, so moving on to the next one. These are parademon seals, you know, Navy or soldiers, and basically, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, but when the Enchantress opens up the boom tube, which we'll talk about again, gosh, I wish I would have not put this one here, the soldiers, Rick Flag soldiers get taken over as parademons. And that would have been fun to see. I think that would have been a really good touch. I don't think we'll see this, though, and I'll talk about that in just a second when I get to that boom tube stuff. So anyway, so this right here is concept art of one of Enchantress's creatures. And I think one of the problems that I had with the movie is you never felt that the Suicide Squad was in danger, which I'll talk about again in another concept art too. So this is a creature, all the people from the city, not all the people, but most of the people from the city or in the vicinity of the Enchantress get taken over, and then they get turned into those weird boggly monsters or whatever that they fought throughout the entire movie, which I thought was so weird and ridiculous. But the thing that I like about this one is it's, for one, they have guns, so it kind of puts a little bit more of a threat and danger, and it's got multiple arms and multiple heads, and I think it's very interesting and different and weird, a little weird. So then the next one we're going to look at is this. Now, if you look all along the walls and the floors, there's these eyes, these looking things. They look like eyes to me. And the thing I like about this is it gives a sense that the Suicide Squad is being watched at every minute. Kind of like a CCTV kind of thing, where it's just like, wherever you go, the Enchantress is watching, so get ready, because something could happen any minute. And I really like this concept art. I don't think we'll see this either, but it would be cool to see. It just kind of puts this menacing kind of feel to it. Anyways, the next one. So this is the Joker, and this is during the Arkham Asylum breakout, and he's got a bat there. We didn't get to see him using a bat at all in the movie, the actual movie. But I think this will be in here because it looks like it's already been filmed. And what it is he takes the bat and he beats a guard at Arkham Asylum to death with it. And I guess maybe it was too bloody or whatnot, or too gruesome. He also does the same thing to a security guard at that lab that they break into to get the little chips messed with or whatnot. But I have to say, I personally hope that this is in there because it looks really cool, and it'll just be cool to see, again, how crazy the Joker is. And we'll talk about the Joker in just one more minute. So this is the scene after it's in the Arkham Asylum, and this is after he's obviously done his thing with Harley Quinn where he put the little shocker things up there. And he's putting on his purple coat and everything, and I think this will be in the same movie because it's already been shot and everything. And I think it looks good. I do like his purple coat. I like his green hair. I'm not a huge fan of all the tattoos on Joker, but I do like David Ayer's reimagining of these characters and how they look. So, yeah, his little ninja henchman right there looks ridiculous, but whatever. So this scene is after Harley Quinn jumps on the little rope and gets up into the helicopter when the Joker is saving her. And I guess what they do is they get into an argument. And then Joker, he pushes her out of the helicopter. Instead of, like, when he pushes her to save her, this one he just pushes her because he's mad at her. And I like that idea. I think it shows that their toxic relationship is just obviously that toxic. And I think it just pushes it over the edge, and that maybe these two shouldn't be together. So there's that. And then moving on to the next one. This is concept art of Joker surviving the crash from said helicopter. And I don't know if this will be in it because I didn't see any set photos or stuff like that from online. But here's some concept art. So maybe we'll see this. I'll give it a 50-50 just because if it is in there, it would be nice to see him survive instead of just at the end being like, oh, he survived kind of thing. Although you knew he was going to. So it's like, why not just show it? All right, so then moving on. Now, this is the end fight, and the fun thing about this one is we see the Joker in it, because he survives the crash, and then he's at that end fight to get Harley Quinn and take her with him. He's like, hey, Harley, let's go, and everything, and she, ends up saying no, but then he throws, from what I understand, he throws down a smoke bomb and then disappears. And then, he leaves and he's obviously upset. And that is what these photos are. This is him in that final subway fight sequence. And he's all got the, scarring there, and he's all messed up and everything. And he looks good. Or maybe that's just, charred. He's not, scarred or whatnot. It's just, mud on his face. But I think he looks good, and I think this is great visual. And I really will be happy to see this. I like him with the gun there. It's very Jack Nicholson in that photo. I like it a lot. But I do think it'll be fun to see this. So then the next thing we're going to talk about is this concept art. Now, this is the Enchantress's boom tube, what I talked about before. So what happens in this movie, apparently, what Ayer wanted to do, and he said, somebody asked him, the boom tube idea was just in his original script. So I do not think we are going to see the boom tube in the Ayer cut. It's a bummer because it would be nice to see that leading up to Justice League, but I honestly don't think we're going to see it. But what happens is the Enchantress is not only being, June Moon is not only being taken over by the Enchantress, she's also being taken over or manipulated by a mother box. And that's what happens here. That when she's in that full power getup, I guess that's the mother box look. And she is opening up a boom tube to Apocalypse. And then that's what happens with, and here's David Ayer saying, this is right, Enchantress was under the control of a mother box, and Steppenwolf was prepping an invasion with a boom tube, had to lose that, then the JL story arcs evolved. So he did have that, and he said that he had that in his original script, but he had to take it out or whatnot. So I like I said, I don't think it's going to be in the movie. It's a bummer, but I don't think it's going. And then this is Steppenwolf, I believe, at the end when he comes through the boom tube. And he comes through the boom tube and he is ready to take over Earth. I'm not sure how they would have sent him back and everything because they didn't explain that, but yeah. So the next one, this last one, is the Joker after he breaks Harley out, and it looks like he's upset right now instead of happy. So I'm assuming that they get into another argument, like she's all like, hey, jerk, you pushed me out of that helicopter, and he's all like, hey, I was upset, my bad, and then, and then they take off. So that is that. So those are all of the things that might be in the Ayer cut, probably in the Ayer cut, could be in the Ayer cut. And so my question is, what is it that you want to see in the Ayer cut that you think will be in the Ayer cut? I mean, obviously it's a lot of Joker stuff and Jared Leto. I do feel like they didn't utilize Jared Leto as much as they could in the original theatrical cut, and that was a shame because I would have liked to have seen him and what he did with the character, because I don't like the Joker in Suicide Squad, but it's only because they didn't utilize Jared Leto and didn't keep in most of his scenes. And he's such a good actor. So, like I said, tell me what you guys are looking forward and seeing. What do you think will be in there? What do you think won't be in there? What are you most excited for? Do you think the Ayer cut should be released before the Snyder cut? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. And please leave a comment because it feeds the algorithm and I could use it. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a good day.